yes, you know I am. And the band's hitting harder than a battering ram, getting everybody out there to see. Yeah, this ain't nothing here, oh hot damn. I can barely feel my body, but I still can't dance. There's no end to a party like the one we're at. So keep going till they tell us to leave. I feel free, so free, so free.
I'm gonna go charge the mountain all day long and get these suckers. So next time maybe we'll have an elk next update.
I actually don't know what he's talking about, but whatever.
We'll see you back at camp.
Yeah, exactly. We're just waiting for it to stop raining so we can get back to camp.
Well, you probably can't see much, but it is morning 1, and we're just getting ready. Gary's over there drinking his French press coffee, all fancy and stuff. Yeah.
I offered you some.
Yeah, it was kind of like he really didn't want to, and I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And he's like, well, it takes a little bit extra time, and you got that instant stuff. So, anyway, so I took the hint, and I'm drinking my instant, stuff. But that's all right.
Picked up on that vibe.
Here we go. Morning 1. Game on. Gary, parting thoughts. Inspiration. How about inspiration for the day?
Inspirational thoughts. Shoot straight.
Great.
And I needed some more coffee. I can't think of anything else.
All right. That's good enough. I'm surprised you got one, so we're good.
So stock number 1 is in the books. I couldn't get video of him. So what do you look like? Truthfully.
Truthfully, it's the closest I've ever been to the biggest bull I've ever seen. Actually hunting.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, it was huge. 6 by 6, possibly 7 on one side for sure. Saw something.
You're close. The closest you got was 60.
I think
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep,
Your
right in
estimate
there.
is 60.
60-ish.
And for you, I mean, you watched him for 5 or
He
more
was a-
minutes.
He was in that spot for at least 5 minutes, and he moved down about another 25 yards for about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Wanted to come, but pace back and forth. Take a few steps down, turn around, come back. Just thinking, okay, he's coming this time, he's coming this time. And then he left finally,
So
walked out.
awesome that we got a stock. This is what this is what we wanted to happen. But golly, I don't know why we couldn't get him to come. But he obviously has played the game before. He doesn't get that big without having some experience.
His horns were really blonde, really white, like he's obviously been out in this open stuff and getting bleached out, not hanging out in the timber, but he was wide too, real wide.
And heavy. Was he heavy?
He looked fairly heavy, but that I didn't really pay that close attention.
Yeah.
I was lucky that I noticed a 7th point on, I think it was his right beam. I didn't ever focus on the left beam.
But he didn't just bust out of here. And we
I
can't,
just walked out.
like we've seen herds. Yesterday we saw, at least 5 herds that had anywhere from 50 to 100 elk in them, out in that prairie stuff out there. So we can't imagine that a bull that big doesn't have cows, and maybe he hit his limit as far as how far away he wanted to get from them. Gary thinks he saw something moving below the bull before we saw the bull. So there's a chance there's some cows down there. So we think he went maybe down to them, and I don't know if they're gonna bed or if they're still moving, but there's a chance we're gonna give it a break. We're just eating snacks right now. There's a chance we're gonna head down there. The wind is right now because it's going up, so he's below us. So we might go down there and give him another shot and see if we can get a little tighter and get him a little bit more worked up.
I think if his cows would have been a little closer, I think he would have been maybe a little more excited. He was torn. He wanted to, and then he didn't. He just kept circling around.
I wish I could have seen him because I couldn't see how he was reacting to each of my calls. Like, did he like some more than others, and I couldn't see him, so like I didn't know what to keep doing and what to stop, and how should I get more intense, or I didn't know. So
Yeah, you were doing fine because he liked what he was hearing, but then I think he kind of finally just, it's like he got bored with it.
Yeah.
Just getting disinterested.
all right, well, we'll see what happens here in a little bit. Gary, what are you doing?
Trying to get a snack.
What are you putting on your pack, man? Nice. Right on. There's 2 rubs there. The tree's been demolished right there. We're just walking through and Gary like freaks out. And the shed was laying right down in there. That's cool. So I gotta give a quick update. Not one I really want to give, but I don't remember last time we talked after it was really hot. We called and sat and just nothing. We did bump 2 spikes and probably a raghorn. Probably just about, I don't know, 200-300 yards back behind me earlier today. And then we kicked something else out of the same kind of ravine. We never saw it. Just got a bugle. And then we were calling to try to get some bulls to start bugling. Because right now it's like 6:30. And Gary called a couple times and a cow responded. Just like out of nowhere. So she was coming to his call. So I worked my way up over this little rise. And right when I came over the top, she was standing right there at 30 yards. But all I could see is basically from the middle of her chest up. So Gary kept calling. She saw me. She spun around and it was broadside. But went down about another, I thought 10 yards. It was about 5 or 6 yards. I didn't have time to range. She already had busted me and she was ready to go. So I estimated 40. Shot right over her back. I mean, an inch. It was dead center, left and right. Thought I was gonna drill her. And now we've just found this shed and now we got a bull bugling not too far away, so not much time left. But it's been a pretty eventful day. We had some slow times, but for day number 1, first full day of hunting, not bad. Could have had a cow down. That's on me. Next time, no matter what I'm ranging, if I lose the shot because of it, so be it. But I'm gonna range. All right, more later. It's getting up to the top of the ridge. We're getting kind of close to where we had that interaction with the bull yesterday. We haven't heard hardly any bugles. The ones we've heard are way off. So, crossing our fingers, we'll get a little bit closer and maybe get something to fire off when we get closer to them. So, day 2, getting underway. All right, that happened really fast. We were just sitting here, calling and glassing, and a 5-point bull walked out about 400 yards. Well, probably more than that. That's probably 1,000 yards down below us, but just right out into the opening. Big opening down there. That saddle right there. And our wind was blowing that exact direction, so we had to just like make a decision quick. So we just like dropped our packs and took off into the timber, try to get out in front of him so our wind wouldn't get down to him. Flew down the hill. He didn't have very far to go before he got in the timber, so pretty much got down there as fast as we possibly could, and somehow he gave us the slip. But like, I dropped my pack. My phone was still on my pack. My GoPro was on my pack. My camera's in my pack, so nothing at all to catch any of it with. And when we saw him, there was no way I was going to take the time to pull out a camera to try to get video of him because our wind was going right at him. So every second we stayed here was just more of a risk that we were gonna lose him. So we don't know. We don't know if he just beat us, if he did catch our scent, but we couldn't relocate him, which really sucks. He's didn't know we were here. We had the upper hand other than the wind. But it's not a total loss. Gary, what do you got there right next to you? Beautiful shed. That's a dandy. So at least we got that out of it, but I think if we had a choice, we'd pick a bull.
I think it'd eat a whole lot better than this horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is easier to pack out though.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, Gary doesn't realize we're actually hunting elk. He thinks we're on a shed hunt. He's got an elk shed from yesterday. Now he's got this muley shed. Dude, we're hunting elk. Would you stop already? How about you fling an arrow?
Okay.
All right. Okay, now we're on the same page. It's Wednesday evening. It's 6 p.m. We're sitting in a meadow. We're split up. Gary's over there. Only probably about 75 to 100 yards. We don't know anything about this meadow. There's lots of sign. Pressure sign. We had a bull. There's some video of it earlier. the right direction is anyway, so I'm not real optimistic about this, but we gotta give it a shot. We've got bulls down below us on the private that are just going nuts. There's some springs down there, so I'm guessing they're down there wallowing and rutting it up. But we haven't heard any bugles close. So, right after we lost that bull we were bugling to, I found this. So pretty cool 5-point. It's only the second elk shed I've ever found. So pretty stoked about that. Now Gary and I have both found a mule deer shed and an elk shed. So that's been the most successful part of our hunt so far. And the weight of missing that shot last night is starting to bear down on me, knowing we only have tonight and one full day